Now, next guests are definitely hip hop royalty and a power couple, Yandy Smith-Harris and Mendeecees Harris. They're here to talk about their life at home, supporting Black businesses, social justice, and they're giving us a lowdown on their new series, VH1 Family Reunion, Love and Hip Hop Edition. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Yandy and Mendeecees. Hello.
Hey, what's up, baby?
How y'all doing?
I'm good. Good to see y'all. Yandy, this is your second time here, and I'm glad to see you again.
I always love seeing you, but I love seeing you over some lemon drops.
Girl.
Like crab lobster roll, but you know,
that
day.
We sure were at Crustaceans in Beverly Hills back when the world was open.
Exactly.
Man, when this is over, it's a date.
We got to do it again.
Actually, I'm gonna bring my guy. You bring your husband.
Yes, that's what we're doing. It's a date.
Okay, got it for sure. Now, Mendeecees, it's almost Valentine's Day, but during the holidays, we're gonna get right into it. You blocked Yandy on social media, so you could ask her what Christmas gift you should get her. Let's take a look.
I gotta trust y'all, right? Though I blocked Yandy for a few minutes. Because I need to pick out a gift. I'm having a hard time, so I went to go see my man. You know, she's not really into the jewelry thing, but I am. So I'm, you know, he presented me with these nice watches.
Yeah, we got a few APs over here, iced out APs. Got a few iced out Rolexes.
Yandy, did you know you were blocked?
I had no idea. Okay. I had no idea. So Christmas is when he unblocked me. But he doesn't post very often. So that's the only reason why I didn't notice, because he doesn't post all the time. But after Christmas, I was like, oh.
I think that's so cute. But it could have gone bad if you would have known you were blocked. Like, you're like, what the hell are you blocking me for?
Are you crazy?
Right.
But then when you find out about the reason, I think that's super. So Mendeecees, you're a pretty romantic guy, it seems like.
Try to be. She said I'm not, but you know, I'm working on it. Put it like that.
Romance.
Because
you ain't never been Ronnie Romance.
I said I'm working on it.
Oh, okay.
I ain't say I am. I'm working on it. So you know those.
But I'm glad that that's what you thought. Maybe he inspires someone else out there.
She
to
doesn't
be
think that's
romantic.
She don't think that's romantic. She thinks
now look,
like,
let me tell you, I loved my watch, but like he said, that I'm not normally into things like that. I would take a picnic in our backyard that's beautiful with candles and flowers and a violinist all day long.
So you prefer that over the watch? Well, yeah,
I love my watch.
You ain't really checking for the watch. You can bring it to
I love my watch.
Okay.
I do love my watch.
So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more with Yandy and Mendeecees when we return right here in Out Loud on Fox Soul. Welcome back to Out Loud on Fox Soul. I am joined by Yandy and Mendeecees. Now let's just get right into it. Mendeecees, you know, you've used your platform to speak out on racial justice, and kudos to you for that. So what issues are most important to you as a Black man? These are interesting times and trying times. I don't envy what your average day must be like with how crazy these folks are acting lately.
I think a lot of people don't pay attention to the mass incarceration, right, until they hit home. Mm-hmm. And the systematic ways to create that and to create recidivism. Mm-hmm. So when you go through intake in prison, they tell you 85% of y'all will be back. And it's usually true because of the system that they have designed for you to come back. They don't give you no type of training, no type of skills, no type of help with education. It's just a lack of, you know, rehabilitation. Mm-hmm. So, you know, when you come out, you also have to deal with the stigma of being a felon and certain jobs you can't get, and even as applying for credit or bank accounts or even to where you live at. So a lot of times that people come home, they struggle. Necessarily, people don't have the resources that I have, and they fall back into their old ways to, you know, doing what they've been doing their whole life. And it makes it really, really hard. And, you know, it just is a problem that just been perpetuating for so many years. And I think it's time for change and for people to start speaking up.
I think it's obvious with now we're becoming more woke, and a lot of these documentaries that are out, like 13 and all that, like it's obviously designed because they want the free labor and they want you to be in prison. They want to split up Black families. And it's just, it's designed for us not to win. If you pay in your debt to society, with the exception to me of like child molesters and rapists, of course, right? If you pay your debt to society, why is there such a scarlet letter on people when they get out, and then they make it impossible? They make it so they can get 85% right back into prisons. You know what I'm saying? I just think I never thought, that never sat right with me. Like, if you pay your debt to society, why am I still punished when I'm out? Why can't I get an apartment? Why, you know what I mean? I just think
I think if you just look at the history of Black people in America, there's always been that, our scarlet letter used to be our skin color, right? Right after we came out from slavery, they created prison systems and, over policing of the communities that we were in. And it was the same thing. We couldn't get jobs. We couldn't have land. We couldn't own farms. Now it turned into, criminals can't, but look who's mostly incarcerated, people of color. So there's always been a scarlet letter on us since we came here. I don't think that's anything new. I think it's something that America and the political system was designed to do. And I think now we are as woke as ever, like you said, and we're starting to realize these chains have got to be broken down, and the scarlet letter of our skin color has to be taken off. And then all the other titles, he's a criminal, or he's a felon, or they don't take into consideration all that went into putting that young man on the street selling drugs. Nothing, no one talks about what went into that woman being put on the street and becoming a prostitute. They don't talk about the upbringing. They don't talk about the broken family. They don't talk about the, the role model of the drug dealer who went and bought you sneakers and who acted as a father to you, who you thought this was what you're supposed to do. This is who you looked up to. We don't talk about all the systemic things that happen that lead to us being where we are. And I think those are the kind of conversations we need to start having and fixing the root of the problem.
I love your passion for this. And it's not just for the gram, as people say, like you were on the front lines at protests for social justice last summer with Tamika Mallory and Portia Williams and others. Have you always had this desire to be active like this?
I've always had the desire. I remember being young, going with my mom to rallies and protests, but I never felt like I had the platform. I never felt like I was welcome to that space of activism. I didn't feel like activists looked like me. I didn't feel like they talked like me. I didn't feel like they were on shows that I was on or listened to the music that I listened to. So I didn't feel welcomed in that world. And I realized that, my voice may be unique, but it's a voice that's important, and it's a voice that represents people like me. And
you think that, because like looking at you as an outsider looking in, even before I got to know you a little bit, like you seem like you'd be perfect for it. You're outspoken, you're respected, you have a story with your man. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I felt so uncomfortable. Like I intentionally went after a friendship with Tamika Mallory. I met her working on some stuff with Obama. And I was like, dang, I want to be able to speak like that. I want to be able to be invited into these rooms where they're talking about changing law. And I was like, how do I get in these rooms? And I'm like, I'll be your friend. I'm pretty cool. I'm gonna take you to my world. Let me introduce me into your world. And it was crazy because there weren't a lot of people that looked like me in that space. Most people were older, more mature. But this is also a young person's problem.
This is a young person's movement as well. Absolutely. We saw this summer. It was the young folks out there making it happen.
Absolutely.
I wish we had more time with you. I'd love to invite both of you back, because I feel like there's a lot of stuff we can talk about with both of y'all, with Black Love and just all the stuff that you got going on. But before we go, we just got to promote what you're doing. You still, what was it like working on the VH1 Family Reunion show?
In the beginning, it was emotional roller coaster, but end up getting things on track, and hopefully, I'm not going to say they where they need to be, but just say it's still a work in progress, and
absolutely.
Say that.
Yep. So, everything you can think of that happens at a family reunion, it happens. Yeah. Some of us, we laughed, we cried. Some of us drunk too much. Some of us got a little crazy. Some of us did some wilding out things, and we had to reel them back in. But overall, we left as family, and that's what it was all about.
Well, I'm so glad we're out of time. I'm so glad to see y'all. Y'all are highly entertaining, and I want to see more of y'all on television. And I really want to see y'all at Crustaceans, and I want you to bring the watch. I want to thank Yandy and Mendeecees for joining me tonight.